Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grasp It All. Today we have our special guest in the house is Danni G, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And how I met her, she's my wife's cousin. She's a personal trainer, and that's what kind of got us to start speaking with each other. We had several phone calls before, but it wasn't really in-depth phone calls. We was talking, and the conversation was going so good that I felt that we would have wasted words that people could have listened to us and probably used these words to grow from it and inspire others. That's what it was. When we was talking on the phone, I remember you said something about what led you into personal training. And first of all, go ahead, give a quick spill about yourself. What you do, where you at, what you work, and then we'll come back to that question I was going to ask you.
Okay. So my name is Danni G, as you said, and I like Danni G. Okay. So I think it's okay to say that that's my preference. Okay. I train in multiple settings. So for my primary job currently, I work for the Kennedy Krieger Institute, and I train incoming staff in a classroom setting. Okay, which led to me making videos on social media, 15-second clips, just talking to people about different thoughts that cross my mind. Then I started doing physical training with a personal trainer. Okay. And so in doing that, I learned so much about myself, not just physically, but mentally, because it's a mind-body connection, fitness.
Gotcha.
And so after doing that for a while, I got to a point where, because I'm a trainer by nature, I got to a point where I felt confident enough to be able to train people physically. Okay, so it was more of a verbal training to start. And now it's physical training.
Got you. So you say in the role that you play at your job, it was actually putting together plans and verbalizing what would entail of a personal actual workout, or was it just rehabilitation? Like, what was your...
So at work, it's a direct care position that I train staff for, and it was actually a position that I held before. Okay, and I now train staff to take care of our patients, and they're typically on an autism spectrum. Okay, they have some behavioral issues that they're dealing with, and we develop treatment protocols and implement them with the patients to help them get back into society and live as functionally
Got you.
as possible.
So the role, when you was putting these plans together, you was then training your staff to implement it on the...
That's what I do. Okay. I train the staff to implement the different protocols that we have in place.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go back a little further now. And with you leading me up to that you're a personal trainer, I remember you said something about you wanted to be a motivational speaker.
Sure.
Yeah. So what was that about?
So, I mean, like I said, I do that in the classroom setting. So I'm encouraging people to do something that can be quite challenging. You're putting yourself in a position where many of the staff that come in have never worked with patients on the autism spectrum before. So it's a new field. They're being introduced to something completely different.
Okay.
And so I have to encourage them to feel confident in themselves well enough to be able to try it.
Got you.
You got to try it first. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
decide for yourself, you know what, I can handle this, or no, I can't, which is understandable because everything is different for everybody.
Okay.
And so my goal is not only to teach them about the position, but kind of help them to figure out what they want for themselves, which is ultimately to do it or not. And I support them, however, whatever's necessary for them. I support them in making that decision.
Gotcha. So are you still pursuing your motivational speaking?
Well, you know what? Excuse me, not to cut you off, but always. So when I'm talking to people, it naturally happens in the physical setting. Because like I said, I naturally, I hope to motivate people.
Got you.
Right? And because I desire to do that, it happens naturally.
Okay.
And because I've done it at work for so long, it comes out when I'm doing physical training as well. And so we started talking about it a moment ago. You kind of touched on it. I do physical training at work also.
Okay.
But I started with speaking in the classroom setting and then doing videos speaking on social media. Then I started doing the physical training. I started doing videos doing physical training.
Okay.
And now they're kind of combined.
So
it happens anyway.
And then was it that when you was doing the videos for physical training or just training in general,
Sure.
is that what made people say, I like what she's doing, I would like to get in touch with her? How did people feel like they could have trust you to be that person?
Well, you know what? I think people watched my journey. They watched it. I mean, I've always put myself out there.
Okay.
And I started small. I started working out, like I said, with my personal trainer. But then I would also do it on my own in my home. And over the few years that I've been training, people have watched me grow into this person who's able to do it physically as well. And I think because they've seen my progress, they feel confident that I'm able to help bring them forward. Because again, they've watched me go from one place to the next. And when you see it for yourself, it's you feel like it's more tangible.
Yes.
You know,
Gotcha.
when you see this everyday person, because I'm a person just like everybody else, when you see this person putting forth this effort, and I'm, you know, we ebb and flow. So, you know, I've been really good and then sometimes not so great along the path, you know. And so now I'm at a place where over the years, and I put emphasis on over the years because it's not an overnight thing. You know, I've transformed very much over the past few months, but it's because of the effort that I've put in over the years that got me here, you know. And I needed a push. Like I said, I have a trainer also.
So motivators need motivators.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
We can't do it alone. You know, while I'm in an effort to pull people forward, I have to continue to be pulled forward.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not, it doesn't stop with me. You know?
All right, so now that you're in the realm of your personal training and everything, like what are some of the challenges that you face as for yourself or in dealing with the people that you're trying to source as clients?
Some challenges. Well, I don't see this as, okay, we can call it a challenge, right? But helping people to understand that they see me where I am and people desire to get to this level. But again, this is not overnight. So I don't think people should expect themselves to perform like somebody else, regardless of who it is, not even the person who's training them. We aspire to make improvements.
Gotcha.
And so we look at other people that we can touch, you know, and that we can work with, which is why it's personal, you know what I mean? Because you are physically with this person and you're able to, that's part of it anyway, being physically present. But being with this person and seeing what we're working toward, but at the same time, you still move at your own pace. I can't make you do what I do. You have to grow to this level. And, you know, form development is important. You know, nutrition, rest. Okay.
Yes.
Which that's actually something that I continue to work on. So that's a personal challenge. Knowing how to calm down or slow down, you know, is my personal problem. Whereas other people might struggle with trying to stay motivated. But we work together. People fall off. I've fallen off. And the only way that I'm able to tell somebody, hey, no, you can keep going regardless of how hard it gets, is having been in a place where I fell off or fell short, you know?
So you, when you was going through your process of becoming the great you now, still trying to become the current you, and still trying to be great, go even further on being great. You say what were some of the failures that you went through as far as you say how you had fell short, but what would you consider some of those times when you fell off?
So one thing for me, where I say I initially had a difficult time with is maintaining my schedule in terms of fitness. Like say for instance, I said I wanted to train twice a week, right? And that sounds great. Twice a week, it actually sounds doable, right? It's like, oh, I can train twice a week, an hour a day. That's nothing, right? But when you're a full-time working person, a parent, a spouse, a child, right? Because I have parents. All these different roles that I play, and you realize, wow, all of that stuff takes time.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes to set aside an hour to focus on you have to be intentional, and I was not always intentional about making time for me.
Okay, it makes sense.
So yes, it was a challenge to really commit to it, and not only that. It hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a certain level of pain that's associated with triumph.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to work through it.
So when you say how it hurts, is it the actual pain of when you work out? You go through that soreness the next few days and everything. Like I hear people say how when you work out, you're supposed to strive to love that pain. Is that do you experience that? Do you get to that point of loving that pain, or it's no longer you're no longer dealing with the pain no more?
Okay, so I find myself sore. I find myself sore. I definitely, in the beginning, we talked about pain a minute ago. I'm trying to really mentally push yourself to get that last rep, to really make it to the end. And, that right there is a challenge. So that can be painful. Like, having a target and trying to meet the target, right? That can be painful. But, in terms of really embracing the physical, like the burn that comes with a workout, that really starts to feel good. I mean, once you really get into it.
Yes, I know.
I mean, to really reach that, and here's the thing, because you don't hurt in the same way, once you get accustomed to fitness, it's not the same kind of, I mean, you can still feel it, but it takes a lot more to get to that place. I feel like you appreciate when you get there a lot more too, because it's like, it takes so much more to get you to that point. You're like, wow, I really did it. You know what I'm saying? I can feel it. I actually feel like I can feel the changes taking place in my body while I'm physically training and later on. Like I feel my muscles. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not making that up. That's actually one of the things that I truly enjoy. But I'm a physical person also.
So you understand, yeah.
So I'm aware of what's happening with my body.
Got you. All right. So now you're here, 2019. When did you start your journey to becoming a personal trainer?
Oh, so
when I'm talking about in time, like years.
No, I follow you. So I started training in 2016, right? With my personal trainer. Shout out to James Stowers. Chef's back, by the way. He's awesome. I started working out with him, and I mean, he really challenged me. And he always told me though, he was like, no, you have what it takes to do this, and he always gave me compliments that I think were necessary along the way, because people can see your potential, you don't always see it, you know what I mean? So it was really nice to have somebody feed that and to see that in me, and again feed it. And so and like I said, it's been a journey for me, so I was not always able to stay committed, but he would call me, hey, are you ready to get back to this? Are you ready to get back on board? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'd get started and then I'd fall off, But one day I had to really accept this for myself and actually verbally communicate to him, my progress is up to me. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate the routines, the support, all the encouragement, but I have to do it.
The ultimate decision.
I have to make the decision and put forth the effort, which is how I came up with my business. I've decided.
Okay.
That's how all that kind of comes into play, because it's a personal decision. I am here. I'm able to do this, and I've decided that I'm going to do that very thing, whatever that thing is. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
Full circle.
Yeah. Just strive to be even greater, right?
Yeah.
So I hear you talk about you are a mother, you're a spouse. So how does family help in pushing you to do what you're doing?
Ooh. Oh wow. You know what? That's actually a really, really great question. I'm not sure if my husband really understands how much he motivates me, because he's one of those people where I hear him say it all the time. I mean, I'm married to him, right? But he says, I don't tell people what to do. I lead by example.
Okay.
Okay. And while me, I verbally communicate often and well. Okay. I mean, but he's just one of those people. He's active, and I've watched my husband over the years committed to health and wellness, and just making those personal improvements along the way, aspiring to be better in his, latter years than he was previously.
So you're saying he's also into the gym. He's also
he's
doing that. So that's
started
good.
it.
Oh, he started. Oh, he was before you.
Well, yeah, he's been my husband's.
Wow.
He's into basketball. So
Okay.
he's
So he was always active,
physical from the beginning of our time together. You know what I mean? So watching him take care of himself. I can't have him out there looking all good and, making all this effort, and I'm over here not doing anything. I'm just getting older. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I mean, I cared about myself anyway, but again, watching somebody care so much and put that much effort into themselves and just seeing what that looks like and what that turns into, it motivated me. Okay.
And how much kids y'all have?
Just one.
Okay, and how was the little one? How was she?
She is great. So, you know what? It's so funny because, she actually will get down on the floor and she'll start doing push-ups or she'll start doing crunches, and it amazes me. And she has pretty good form too to be 7. Like she's active anyway, but she has active parents. But to see how much we rub off on her, like what you do makes a difference. You are what you eat. I tell people all the time, it's not just about food, but the people that you spend time with. All that stuff matters. And she watches us, 2 physical people, and now she's into it in her own way.
And I'm glad that you said that, because I'm not a parent of telling my child what to do. I'm more of being the example for them to follow, and then just let them soak that up and become that. Because a lot of times what I struggle with my daughter is telling her do, and what I started to realize of myself, I'm telling her to be great, but was I being great?
Come on.
For her to be that,
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not being fair to her. So that's what kind of, like, there were certain goals that I had in life that I didn't reach, and then it started bothering me. So I was like, you know what? I'm no longer telling her what to do. I'm going to be that example for her to follow. And then now I'm watching how good she's doing things. Like, she got her own YouTube. She loved all of this.
Sure.
She got me being her cameraman for a lot of her events and everything. So I'm glad that, you're saying how you don't even have to really guide your daughter verbally no more. It's more of, she's watching what you're doing doing it. Yeah. And then that means she's going to grow up with fitness being health and wellness going to be part of her makeup. Absolutely. And that's naturally going to be to her. Okay, that's good, because that's also important with our kids, because we don't I don't think we are making sure we make our kids understand the physical.
We're in a technical era. Like everything is technology.
I'm so glad you said that, because me and my daughter we were sitting right here on this couch talking to each other, and I'm on my phone. He's like, "Hey, Daddy," and I'm like, "Hey, Jediah," and we're talking, but I'm doing this and she's on her phone, and we never took the time to really look at each other. And while that was scenarios going on, it just hit me like, oh no, this is not good. I have to.
Oh my gosh, I'm right there. No, I hear you. And let me add to that, because when you're working, right? When you're trying to do something, and you can understand as a businessman, even when you are not physically doing the job, you may still be working. And that may be that you're in your phone, sending an email, text message, making a phone call. And while you should be present doing something else. So, we are always on.
Yes.
Especially as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And so that our work kind of bleeds into everything that we do, every area of our lives. And while to a degree it's fantastic, but at some point we do have to figure out how to cut that off so that we really can focus and compartmentalize whatever it is that we're doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And show our children that it's not just about whatever that one thing is, but each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And really focusing on each other and doing something as simple as playing a game. Or, holding hands or having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's important.
With
dropping jewels just all over the place.
And that's
right.
That's exactly
all over the place,
that's what I wanted.
It's important.
That's what I wanted from this conversation. I wanted to just drop the jewels wherever it come from.
However,
one question I wanted to add. With you said about 2016 you started your journey.
Yes.
What was that OU like? Do you know that OU anymore?
I do. Because here's the thing. It's not like I'm a completely different person. My focus is different. I've always been, whatever I'm into, like tunnel vision. Like why, it's like my blinders are on, and it's like to a fault though. You know what I mean? When you are so focused on one thing, just other things can suffer. So for me, I think just a while ago, I really had to find the balance of trying to get to the gym, spend time with family, cook dinner, have enough energy to go to work, and still do it with a smile. Because we can do everything that's on the list of things to do, but can you do it with positivity? You know what I'm saying? Or are you angry the whole time you're doing it? Because we're human beings, and if like I know, we get tired.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I really had to work to find balance. So it led to, just over the years, training in the evening was cool, but what about when I have class? Because I'm also a student. What about when my daughter has a project due? What about I just need to spend some time with my husband or go to sleep or, all those things that come with being a human being, you know what I'm saying, and having a life. But I got to the point where I started working out in the morning.
Let me ask you a question about that.
Yeah.
Keep that same thought though.
Yeah.
What's better for you, working in the morning or the evening?
Morning.
Okay. All right. I'm right there with
morning.
you. Yes, I'm a morning. And the reason, and I hate that I made you go off topic.
No, you're fine.
But this is what this conversation is about. Yeah. Going off topic.
We're all over the place, but it's good for grasping it all. Right? Okay.
So, because that's what me and my wife was fighting about. She's like, darling, get me to the gym. I want to go to the gym. And because I was always the one that was working out and everything, And she always like, but I want to go in the evening. And I'm like, the day is done. Like, I like working out in the morning because it pumped me up and I'm going and I get that energy. Yeah, you might be a little bit tired, but then it just really set my day off, right?
Yeah.
And I say this to say this is when my wife started working out with you and she started coming home, the first day she came back from you, this girl was all bouncing all over the place, smiling, looking. Before she left, she was all dragging. Oh man, I gotta go to the gym. Dad, I wish Danny would call and cancel. You should hear all of this.
Yeah. I get it. Look, I get it. It's early.
And so now, like, she did the third one she did last Saturday. So then I'm like, okay, look at you. Now you're coming home and you're just energetic. I said, you have to understand why I want to work out in the morning. I said, and I'm telling her this, like, you really need to get to that space. So I want to go to the gym with you. But in the evening, it's not that I don't want to do it, but then that's when I come home and I want to spend time with you guys. We winding down and everything. And me, I don't have no problem with working out in the evening. I can work out anytime.
Sure.
Me and my boys, we'll wake up 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. If a gym is available for us to get
Let's
into,
go.
we there,
I'm all
you know?
about it. I understand.
So
yeah.
that's the type of person I am. So it never was about the time for me, but I just know I like the morning workout because it set the day.
Sure.
And everything.
Sure.
So all right, so you up there. So like I mean I just love what you're doing with my wife. She's just
I'm glad I'm glad it's making a difference. I'm glad you see a difference in your wife. Because it's one thing for me to say, oh yeah, you look good, you're doing a great job. But I see her in the gym. I do see her when she arrives. And I understand that she's tired. It's early. You know, she's had her whole week, and that she comes in on Saturday mornings. So it's just like, okay, I've done all this all week. And then now I'm putting the icing on my cake, going to the gym on a Saturday morning. You know, whereas, and that's a later start time because we start that time at 7:30.
Got you.
Monday is a personal day for me. Sunday is family day, right? So Tuesday through Saturday are training days. So Tuesday through Friday, 4:30 to 6, we train.
I enjoyed this because I was freestyling and I had nothing prepared. And that's why I wanted to do this, because it wasn't about being prepared. It was about like just natural, very organic and jewels. It was because, like I said, when I was talking to you, I was like, "Wait, this girl is incredible." And I just remember saying that. Like, it was just the words that you were saying. And what was the best compliment you ever had?
The best compliment. You know what? Being told that I'm smart, or I'm beautiful, or I'm proud of you. There we go. I had to find it. I'm proud of you, right? And I'll tell you that that's the best compliment coming from my parents, my husband, my daughter. You know what I mean? So like, and when at first, you know, to hear that you're smart, when I had to think back, like, in my younger years, that's something that my mother would always say to me. You know, you're so smart, you're so intelligent. And I'm just like, get out of here. I mean, you know, not that I didn't think I was smart, but I don't think I thought I was as smart as she thought.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm just rolling with this process. You know what I'm saying? And as we know, childhood is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, you hear a compliment, you're like, get out of here. You know, whatever.
It's as you get older, you realize, oh, what was
how
the value?
Important it is.
Yes.
So, and regardless of whether I decided to embrace it, then it's still necessary that she told me. And you know that I'm beautiful. That's important too. Not just because I train or I work out, but you know, to really feel like, regardless of all of this is a nice presentation, but beauty is so much bigger than what we look like. You know what I'm saying? And we don't embrace beauty on different levels, you know, on an intellectual level, you know, on a physical level. Yes, that's great. You know what I mean? But just being able to embrace a whole person and not just certain parts of a person. You know what I mean? All that stuff is important. But the best compliment has been for me, then and now, is I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And I think it really, not that it doesn't matter coming from my mother. She's my mom. You know, mommy, thank you. I love you. I love you. You've always been proud of me. You know, that's cool. I appreciate it. Okay. But when my husband tells me that, you know, because he's watched me, you know, and I, you know, to be my adult self at my worst and my best, and to be able to see through all of that, regardless of what other people get to see, and to be able to say, you know what, I'm proud of you, despite everything that has come up against you, to see where you are and to know that, you know, you've really tried, and this is not an easy thing. All the stuff that we do, I mean, we make it look good, right? I mean, parenthood, work, you know, marriage, all these things we do, we make it look good, but all this stuff is work, you know, and
it's work that you want to do too. You have to want to do that work,
and the desire to do it well, not just to do it, but to really do it well, and to see that my effort is being well received. Like you see, I'm trying this hard. And you know, sometimes that's the only victory, is being told, you know what, well done. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not actually get what you set out for, but well done.
Yes.
You know?
Has there ever been a time where you was like, you know what, F it all. I'm done.
I mean, well, you know what? I can get down sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I worked so hard. I'm nonstop. Like I told you, I have a difficult time stopping. And so when I get to that place of like exhaustion, like I have to almost get exhausted in order for me to stop. That's I can feel sometimes defeated. I think because I'm just low energy though. You know what I mean? But when I get to that point, I can. I have to work hard not to. Start to suffer from what I call escapism. Like I don't want to do it anymore.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can be done for a moment, but I can't be done for good. That just means to me that I need to rest.
That makes sense.
When I get to that point, slow down. And you know, because I'm a physical trainer, I can't stop exercising, right? Because now, you know, other people are relying on me. So you know what I do? And somebody asked me what I do when it comes to like physical training. What I do is maybe I lighten my weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I don't force myself to do 15 reps. Maybe I'll do 10 instead.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I give myself a break.
Just pull back a little.
So just so I don't get to that point of exhaustion.
So with you being a trainer, and I always wondered how personal trainers actually do their workout because you know if you're training 4 to 6 in the morning, when is your time?
Well, you know what? I actually work out with my people.
Oh, that's why.
You know what? If I'm able to, and I'll say that because if I have 1 or 2 people there with me, then I'm able to really get it in with my people, and it depends on their level as well. So if we can really together bang it out, we're gonna do that. You know what I mean? But if I'm dealing with somebody who needs my attention more, then I'm a trainer.
Okay, so you have to give
Listen, but by nature. So before we talk about physical training, I'm going to come down to your level and we're going to work where you are. Okay? Because I have to get you to the next level. So I'm going to come down to where you are, help you out, let you get your form together and all that good stuff. So if that means I got to pause for a second, I'll do that. You know why? Because another opportunity will come for me. It'll happen again. Okay. Even if I got to do 15 minutes in my office, I can do that. I'm telling you, on my lunch break, I might take 15 minutes of my lunch break, and I'll do a quick routine.
Man, let me tell you, I was in IT at the Manor Food Bank, right? And being in my office by myself, I had an bigger office. So my office was 2 parts. One where I sat down and did my regular everyday work, and the other back part was with the server rooms, right? And I'll go to the back office every hour on the hour for probably about, I don't know how long, probably long for me to do 100 push-ups and 200 ab movements, crunches, whatever. And I'm the king of, well, not anymore, but I was the king of abs. Okay. You know? Nobody, my crew, they hated me for my abs, you know. I'm going to get it back though, but that's what it was about. So, and I did that. So by the end of the day, did roughly 1,000 push-ups and 2,000.
Wow. That's commitment.
Yeah. But in the morning when I woke up, before I even left the house, I had already did at least 200 to 400 of those push-ups. Wow. I just do it and just go hard, you know, and that's
absolutely.
And it was every day. And then I had the perfect abs. I didn't have to really work so much of maintaining my abs no more until then I got married and things happened, you know. Food was good and I wasn't as active. And plus, me being a filmmaker, and I realized that was just taking so much of my time, like from being at sites very early in the morning, recording for probably the whole day, and then have to come back and start the editing process. So it was like, where am I going to get the time to work out and do anything of that nature? That's why I said, you know what? I love the gym so much, I have to put myself back into it. And how am I going to do it? Let me make a show about fitness.
Absolutely. There you go.
Let me make a show about fitness. And I'm going to, this way now, my people, whoever I'm with you guys, you're going to bring me back to that space. And then it's going to be a journey. People are going to see me go, and they're going to see the change. And that's what I want. I wanted to show my real self. I wanted to be from the bottom, from where I haven't worked out And I work out, and from time to time I do some push-ups or whatever. But as far as get back to that regular hardcore workout,
Sure.
that is what I'm getting back to, and I want people to see that transformation
Absolutely.
in my body. So
It is a process.
it is.
But when it comes to motivational speaking, I know you asked me if that is something that I want to get back into, and I want to just speak to that a little bit more. I know I said about how it naturally just kind of bleeds into my physical fitness, but when it comes to speaking to people, I do desire to have those settings where I'm able to just create a dialogue with people. You know, it's been a monologue for quite some time, but I'd like to have a dialogue. I'd like to have a two-way conversation, not just tell you what I'm thinking, but hear what you have to say in response to what I'm thinking, because maybe you can trigger something in me, you know, in my quest to be motivational. You know?
Yes, I understand. So you'd rather be able to have a calmer setting where you can sit down and talk to them, and
I do. I want to talk to people. You know, it's nice to speak my piece.
And you know what? I totally agree. It's not necessarily about me being a motivational speaker. I like to have conversation with people and whatever, because I think part of it is, like I say, learning from others as well
Sure.
too. So I want to, the conversation for me, I have to gain as well as give.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not always about me. I'm coming from that position of I'm the advisor. I have all the answers. No, I don't want to be that person. It's always of having a conversation because it's for me to get. It's personal development for myself.
Absolutely. It's a two-way street.
Yes.
I want us both to be fed in whatever conversation that we have.
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
Because you
yes,
can
yes.
learn something from anybody. So if you ask me if I want to be a motivational speaker, of course I want to motivate people. You know, I want to continue to speak to people because I do. You know, you may not see it as often, but I'm always talking to somebody.
And that was the reason why I even chose to say, let me go towards people in the personal training arena, because I find that you guys are motivational speakers already, and it's not recognized as that. Y'all always going to be the personal trainer, the physical people, not necessarily a motivational speaker. And I think that's what y'all do, because you have to motivate whomever is coming to you. You have to make them want to go the distance. So, and finish the task, whatever plan you put together for them, you want to make sure that you could get them to the end of it.
Sure.
And that's why I say, so I think people need to, like, if motivation, like if personal trainers was to just sit down and have conversation with people, I think that would do a lot good for people outside of the personal training.
Sure.
Because people don't have those type of people to talk to. You know, many people don't. I keep saying the word people all the time, but having someone to talk to on a regular, not even a regular, but just having someone that you could bounce ideas off of is important.
It is absolutely important.
And I think that's what it was for me too. So, like as you, it was to be a motivational speaker. Let me see, Tony Robbins, Esther Hicks, the School of Abraham.
Sure.
Les Brown.
Les Brown, one of my favorites.
Yeah, and then like some of the newer guys like Eric Thomas, who I really do. I like Inky. I love Inky Johnson. I really do enjoy him. There's David Gardner. There's a lot. There's so much people now that Gary V. I can't say Vanderchuk, I think his last name is. You know, that's a white guy. He be cursing a lot. And yeah, him. You know.
I gotta check him out.
Yeah, but like for the overall, the information that they always giving is always good food.
Sure.
You know, but then. Is there like for you being who are some of the people that you pull from in your makeup?
In terms of speaking,
personal training, like who was the masters for you?
Let me see. Who are some people that I really, really look to? Well, Les Brown is really one of the major people that I would listen to in the morning on my way to work. But you know what? Aside from motivational speakers, let me put names aside for a moment. To the thing that really keeps me going, and it's different for everybody, but prayer.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's different for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, prayer is personal. You know, you're right. So whatever that prayer realm is for you,
whatever gets me in my mode. I'm telling you, it's like there are a million people that I could name. Most of the people that I really look to right now are physical. Let's say her name is Fancy. I really like her. Okay. I want to say her name is Francesca, if I say it right. But she's one of my fitness motivators. Okay. There is, sorry, I'm really bad with names, so you got to forgive me. There's so many wonderful people out there. Who's one of my go-to people? Hold on. My trainer. So here's the thing. I look at people that I can reach out and touch. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And actually, I met Fancy, by the way. Shout out to Fancy, because I think you're fantastic. No, I was determined. I ran into her at a function, and she was really sweet, by the way. But she was actually somebody that I looked to from the very beginning. And there's a young lady that I think is quite fantastic. Her name is Brittany, Brittany Babe, on social media. She's a lovely one. And it's one more. I can't think of her name right now, and I really want to give her some
props.
Yeah, I do. I'll come back with her name because I really, really like her, and we have like a similar body type, and so when I look at her, I'm like, yes, my body can do that. Got you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I mean, seriously, when it comes to what really gets me motivated, what really, really gets me excited, is really focusing on who I aspire to be. One thing that I really, really want for myself is to really be the best version of myself. Seriously, to be the best version of myself. And that comes with a lot of trial and error, you know, and really putting myself out there to do the different things that I really desire to do. And when or if I fall short, not giving myself a hard time, but getting back up and trying again. So I am my biggest critic and motivator at the same time.
All right, so this is going to be my last question. Yeah. What, you being a personal trainer, is there any workout or form of exercise that you completely hate, despise?
I felt like that was good. What is an exercise that I absolutely hate? I'm gonna really give this some thought because I'm sure.
Like for me, one. I could say initially it was I hated yoga.
Really?
Yeah, I hated yoga. Like it was.
I don't mind yoga.
No, I love it now though. But I love it. Why? Because I forced myself to love it. But yoga, what it was for me was like, it just looked so feminine. I think that's what it was for me. Okay. Right. And then the positions, like, dang, I have to go into these positions.
Yeah, and guys have issues with some of the positions of exercise.
And then, but yoga was probably the most physical work that I ever
it's had. Challenging.
Like, I did not realize. I'm like, oh, these people only stretching. Like, no,
it's more than that.
That was one of the toughest exercises I ever had to do, and I was like, okay, because this is so tough, I have to love it because it was not easy at all.
No, I know what I don't like cardio. I don't like cardio, and let me
when you say cardio, you talk about like jogging,
like running.
Okay.
Actually, I like to run now, but I don't like being out of breath. And believe it or not, I like to sweat, but sometimes I had to get used to sweating. I know that sounds really stupid, but especially as somebody who like works out, like right now, I'm cool with it. But like cardio, I felt like was the most draining to me when I got started. So it's like right now I'm learning to like really love it. But that was my least favorite part of fitness at first, cardio. I did not like it. But man, some squats, I can give you squats all day. I can give you some, you know what I'm saying, a good leg routine. I could give you that all day. But that cardio got me in the beginning. Gotcha. But I like it now though. It's cool. I don't think right now that there's anything that I can say that I dislike about working out. Actually. So
what about stuff like CrossFit, those other forms? I know you use more weights. Okay.
Most of mine is weights. The other stuff I don't mind. I'm willing to engage in any form of fitness.
Okay.
I don't mind it. I'm willing to, but weightlifting is like my lane. I think it makes me feel strong. I'm telling you, even if the weight is not heavy.
How much could you bench? What's your max?
Let me see. Realistically, Okay, let me start from squats. The most that I've squatted is 180, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's too bad. The most I've pressed is about 110. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just letting you know, when I come and do this workout with you now, you know, I'm scrub. I'm a scrub. Like, okay. Just the bar.
That's okay.
All right, you starting with the bar.
It's all good.
You know, and but this is again, like I said, I'm gonna put my raw self out there. I'm scrub.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna be benching more than me. So
well, here's the thing. I don't lift like that all the time. I don't think that's necessary. As a matter of fact, I had some issues like with my knees, and I had to get a procedure done once before, and so it really called for me to slow down. Right. And in that time, I realized that I don't have to lift so heavy to get a quality workout, especially if I'm training on a consistent basis. Am I doing this so I can be fit, or am I doing this just to say, hey, I lifted this much?
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, so it's like, honestly, if somebody is giving if you're only pushing 50, either way, if you're serious about that 50 and you can really commit to that 50, I want to see you bang out a good, 50. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you trying to take it all the way up to 200 and you struggling to do it. You know what I mean?
So basically, you're not really working out for strength. You're just working out for physical fit, not necessarily being the strongest.
No. So I do it for strength, and I do. But see, here's the thing. I'm working with other people that are really trying to get into the groove of it. So right now, when I focus, like my routines that I put together right now, people can do the routines that I have with or without weight, a lot of them. So in the gym, we're absolutely using weight. Okay. Without question. All right. You know what I mean? But I also do routines that you can do at home, not using any weight at all besides your own, and you will still get a quality workout. You'll still sweat. You'll still say, man, that was tough. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But and my goal again is not to make life hard, but it is to challenge you. We need to be challenged. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
All right, well, Danni G, thank you for taking the time coming by and having this conversation with me.
No problem.
What I want you to do is tell where they can find you, like social media and all that good stuff. And if someone, if they wanted to if they want to use it as a personal trainer, how would that come
How we go about that? Okay. So, again, my name is Danielle Boiseau. On Instagram, I am _Danni, DANNI_G. Okay? At _Danni_G. Okay? Email, IamDanniG@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Danni G Tweets. Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Danni. Thank you. Yeah.